two, one. Welcome back to another episode of AT Talks. We're still on topic one, just basic introduction and how you became the athletic trainer that you are today. We're here with Dan Barber and Gil Tovar. Dan's going to go first, so the floor is yours. Feel free to say whatever you like.
Oh boy. All right. Like I said, I'm Dan Barber. I'm an athletic trainer that works with Tom Community Hospital here in Northwest Indiana. So I'm probably kind of one of the few different athletic trainers. The fact that I was not an athlete growing up, I'm probably one of the least athletic people that you'll probably ever meet. I played soccer when I was a little kid, but I actually got into it from my high school athletic trainers. I had two of them. Shout out to Kim and Bernie Stento at Chesterton High School. And I actually was taking health class with Bernie, who was my teacher, and he just kind of referenced some of the things he did in the athletic training room, and just kind of sounded really interesting to me. So then fast forward into the next school year, my junior year, I was looking for electives, and Kim, his wife, actually taught an introduction to athletic training course. So I was looking for an elective. I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. Was doing well and really started to enjoy and love it. So towards the end of that semester, I started helping them out in the athletic training room after school. And long story short, a few years later, this is what I want to do. So I went to the University of Indianapolis, graduated in 2008 with my athletic training degree, and then worked a series of jobs for several years. Most of it in outreach high school settings. I also did clinical work in a chiropractic clinic for a year. That brought me, kind of back home to my roots to spend some time with family and start working here. And then I just started and am about done with my doctorate in athletic training through Moravian College out in Pennsylvania. So I guess for me, kind of outside of the clinical aspects, that's kind of how I became the athletic trainer I am. And I think the most influential is just the relationships I've built and the mentors that I've had in the field of athletic training, from Kim and Bernie, who really kind of showed me not just, the clinical aspects of athletic training, but how to develop relationships with people, how to develop relationships with coaches, and relationships with students. I mean, as a student, I didn't personally, but we had several that called them mom and dad. I mean, it really became a family. And so that's kind of how I've tried to kind of form my vision of athletic training. I mean, I can't even count how many times I've spent up late at night thinking about, a significant injury that a kid has had, just the same as a parent would, and then my head athletic trainer at the University of Indianapolis, he was really nailed it into our heads that when we were hosting things that we were supposed to be hospitable athletic trainers. So I still kind of take that aspect to the high schools. So I always make it a point to introduce myself to the visiting athletic trainers, visiting coaches. What do you need? Can I help you with anything? And just taking those kind of more personal relationship kind of touches and personalities into athletic training that I think is hugely essential. So I think outside of clinical aspects, that's kind of some of the big formative points for me in how I became who I am as an athletic trainer.
Thanks for sharing your story, Dan. So do you know Craig Wold and Scott Lawrence?
I know Scott. Scott taught me in a couple courses down in Indy.
I got a Scott story for you later.
All right. Craig Bull, I met just through interactions. He actually didn't start teaching at the University of Indianapolis till a couple of years after I left.
Oh, okay.
But at the time, he was, I can't remember if he was saying this, he was with Marian University at the time. I can't remember where he was at, but
okay.
Just through passing, he probably wouldn't know me, might know my face, but yeah, Scott and I know each other quite well. He probably has some stories about me.
All right. Thanks for telling us your story. Gil, go ahead.
Am I good? So my name is Gilberto Tovar. I grew up an athlete. I've been playing sports my entire life. Luckily, never was injured. So going to college, I definitely was not, didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do. So ended up going to 2 years at University of Illinois at Chicago. just studying general biology. Probably was planning on going to master's, it's a graduate school, but just had no general direction. And one day I was just watching a Chicago Blackhawks game, and they panned to the team physician and the athletic trainer for talking about how one of the players was able to play uh, pretty much due to them because he was coming off a pretty big injury. And after seeing them just behind the bench, I was like, I want to do that. How do I get to do that? So ended up shooting out to Utah for about a year, and that's where I got the basis for athletic training, and that's where my journey started. And one of the bigger parts of being out there, I can't remember his name right now, but I was taking a basic EMR class to get a certification, and our teacher was telling us all these incredible like emergency stories on how what he did, how he responded to it, and how even like down the road, he was like teaching younger kids to just get basic CPR certification. And he was like showing them pretty much like the basic ropes. So hearing that, it was kind of getting, it piqued my interest some more. Unfortunately, I took a stumble in the road in terms of school, and I ended up coming back to Lewis University. And that's where I met Tom, which was probably a big mistake. He kept me and got me in a little bit of trouble here and there, but it was there where I started getting the eyes open to athletic training. It was funny because even during my first semester there, I had my first big injury, broke my collarbone. And I was a human test subject when we were talking about fractures, which was quite hilarious. Going from there, though, going through the program and getting sent out to different clinics, I started to learn a lot, and that's where I started to become the athletic trainer who I am today. And one of my big mentors who I still keep in touch with, Art Campos out at University of St. Francis in Joliet.
Yeah.
He pretty much is where I'm at today right now. I'm currently working for Robert Morris University. I primarily work with their hockey team, and we have 3 currently. And literally, it was that connection with him that I was able to make this leap back into the college level. And then before even coming here, was fortunate enough to have an internship out at Washington State University. Learned a lot from a lot of different athletic trainers and even the physicians out there. It was incredible. And I think just being on a campus for a year long definitely got my feet going, learned a lot more outside of just athletic training. Because I think the biggest problem we run into is the first job we get isn't like, okay, it's not our clinical skills, because you're always going to have those and polish those up. It's just learning how to be a overall good athletic trainer in terms of making sure you know how to run everything and keep everything timely as well. But that's where I'm at right now, living pretty good. Still keeping in touch with old colleagues too, which has always been good.
That was a 1-year-long post-professional internship. You were already a certified athletic trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Gil?
No, I think I'm good right here.
Thanks for coming on for topic 1. Don't hang up because we're going to talk after I stop the recording. But I put a vote out yesterday for topic 2, and there's still 3 days left. But it's overwhelmingly going to be burnout. So we're going to be talking about burnout in the future.
Okay.
So look forward to that. I'm going to bring you guys back, or I'm going to try to bring you guys back. But thank you for your time today.